Hi, thank you for your question. I'm going to answer it on my way home here. One possible pathway which came to me is FKCTJ. Let me explain. Begin with F, my favorite point. Feel free. I think the first thing to do here is to allow yourself to feel free to stop doing what you're doing. It sounds like this whole looking for work scenario is very much in the space of should, and that you're sort of shoulding yourself into action. You know you don't want to continue working where you've been working, and you know you need to have a job in order to live and pay the bills. But you also realize that your heart's not in it. Your heart is not in what you're doing now. So feel free to just stop. Stop everything. Allow yourself this. And then you can move on to K. K is about knowing yourself as awareness. After you allow yourself to stop doing what you feel you should be doing, then you can sort of take a step back from it all and be in this very empowering, peaceful position of presence and knowing yourself as present awareness. When you know yourself as awareness, then there's no room for judgment. There's no place for complaining. It's just awareness. You're aware of the judgment and the complaining and the worry and the frustration and your past and your future. You're aware of all of that rather than being caught up in it and letting it direct your every move. Come back to knowing yourself as awareness and simply being the space in which everything is happening. So being much more aware of this experience of life, this situation right now. And then we come to C. Now C is a little known point that is very often overlooked. I call it cleansing prayer. If it feels better for you, you can just call it cleansing or clearing out. Once you're in this place of present awareness, you can become aware of all this stuff inside that is weighing heavily on you. Your thoughts and your worries about this current situation in your life. C is very powerful because it's where you notice that there's a need for a cleansing of your being, a clearing out of the old. This is where you can let go of your whole history around this topic of work and money. Find a simple way to cleanse your being. If you go to the cleansing prayer page on the today list on my website, you'll see that I've put a couple of tunes there, a couple of things to listen to help you enter into this place of cleansing. The first one is a really beautiful tune, Song for a Pure Heart, it's called. See if that resonates with you. But there's also the wonderful Hawaiian Ho'oponopono prayer, where you can say these 4 phrases over and over again and just allow the oldness to dissipate so that you can move forward in this area of your life. Cleansing prayer is really a very personal thing, and I encourage you to find your way of doing it that works in this moment. So it could really be as simple as just being quiet and breathing, and with every out breath relaxing and letting go of the story of your life and all the suffering around this topic. It doesn't matter so much how you do the cleansing prayer, how you cleanse your being from oldness. What matters is that you do it and you find a way that works for you. Then we come to T, which is trust your intuition. You're allowing yourself to feel free to stop doing what you've been doing. Then you allow yourself to be still and to know yourself as the awareness that is aware of all the suffering, of everything that's been going on. And you see that there's a need to cleanse your being from all the oldness, because there's a lot of heaviness that you've been carrying around to do with this topic. Now you can trust your intuition to guide you and to move you towards that which draws you. I like to say quite often that life is like a pinball machine. You know, we need to go in a certain direction. So go in the direction that you feel to go in. Intuitively, we have a sense of what direction feels good. But then sometimes the door closes in that direction and we can't continue, and then we have to turn and go in another direction. And that's the way it is in my experience, you know. That's how you find your way. It's not very often just straight. So trust your intuition day by day to take little steps, to take action in small ways, and not to be controlled by that worrisome voice that says, come on, you've got to find something. Quite often in a situation like this, the mind will get overactive because it feels that it has to figure out this problem, it has to find a solution. And so we quite often find ourselves in overdrive with our thinking. But actually, quite often that kind of thinking doesn't help. It's sort of stress-fueled thinking, isn't it? So allow everything to calm down, keep cleansing, keep resting as awareness. And this way you can tune into your intuition and trust how it's leading you. Yes, trust. Trust can be challenging when you're up here, but when you're down here, it's not so difficult. So I'm going to include one more letter here because you told me how important creativity is in your life and how being creative is something that really brings you joy. So I'm going to encourage you to do J, which is journal. Journaling in the most creative and free way, which really is whichever way you want. We're talking art, we're talking collaging, quotes, abstract, writing, poetry, anything, absolutely anything. You can get as creative as you want. Just doing a little something every day, a little something, most days, let's say, if not every day, in this journal. This journal is just for you. You don't need to show it to anyone. What's important is that you express something. So it could be something that brought you joy that day. It could be something that's on your mind, on your heart, that you just want to express in a little doodle, or some words that uplifted you, inspired you. It could be a memory. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. The point is that you have this simple time of creativity and you do it regularly, because this goes really hand in hand with trusting your intuition and cleansing, because there's so much conditioning in our being even that can stop us from doing something as simple as this journaling activity. There's so much that comes up in the mind to do with self-judgment, criticism, comparison. So it's really a healthy thing. It's a healthy habit to get into, to just express yourself in some way that you enjoy on paper, and to do it regularly. Let this become part of your life and see what happens. So I hope this has helped. That's quite a few points to remember. Feel free, know yourself as awareness, cleansing prayer, trust your intuition, and journal. That's just one possible pathway that came to mind, but I encourage you to explore your own pathway and see what feels good for you. I think if you try even one or two of these points, you'll find that it can make quite a difference